Hi, welcome to Plant Souls podcast, first episode. Yes.
Yeah, welcome everyone to our first episode of the Black Souls podcast. I am a class imitating the living legend all the way from Bloemfontein, representing the Black Souls all together with the archives. And who are you, man?
My name is Iseng Jerry George Buluti, all the way from Tabakiri, that's in the Free State. And I'm happy to be here.
I didn't know that you were George.
But I never said my name was George.
You said you're George, man.
Strange enough, I've got three names, right? Iseng, Jerry, George, and my surname. So I'm Tswana, but I'm Xhosa. So, which is an interesting factor. But we don't want to talk about that now.
Let's not talk about it. Now you're Mosotho and Tswana at the same time. And we're at that lovely place, Kwa Baba Ke. Where is Kwa Baba Ke?
Kwababake, yes, Kwababake, the owner of the place, it's Papa D, the famous Papa D. He's the one that is hosting us today, and he welcomed us very well. So we are grateful to him for giving us the opportunity to come and shoot this episode here. So we'd love to thank you, Papa D, a lot. Yeah.
So how does one get to Baba D's place?
Okay, to get to Papa D, you need to, I think everybody knows where Thesis is. That's the easiest way. So 2 streets before you get to Thesis, you're going to turn left, go down, and then the last corner you're going to turn left. Everybody knows Papa D, unless you don't.
Yeah, and it's based in Soweto for those for
Mofolo.
Mofolo for those demographics. The reason for this podcast is to make sure that we highlight the artist's place, because there's a certain void in the art space, so we want to speak on that and cover such topics, including the social ills involved within the art space, especially the mental health one. Because as artists, I'm a writer, I'm a poet, I'm a performer, I'm a singer, I'm a writer. So that's what I do, and I hate the fact that I take this art as the second option in my life. Because of I have a 9 to 5 that's able to sustain me financially. So, and this art is used as a medium for a backup, of which is not right. I feel like, but at the same time, we shouldn't limit ourselves to anything. So, what's your take on that?
Okay, I'm a poet as well. I'm a writer, and art is not really taken seriously. So one of the main focus of this podcast is to fill that space, to welcome artists in general, not necessarily poet because I write poetry, but from all kinds of art, from painting to drawing to music to anything that you can do. But the most important aspect of this podcast, I believe that it's social ills, because our society is suffering from a whole lot of issues which are not addressed. Our society is struggling from a whole lot of things, to drugs, to mental disability, mental health, which are things that to all people not being appreciated. So that is what we want to talk about. That's why we're having this podcast. There's our families who have kids with disabilities, and they don't even know how to deal with that. So the reason for this podcast is that to create a whole lot of awareness from any types of ability. So we're going to have guests who are going to address such issues and make society aware of certain issues. So that is the reason for this platform.
Yeah, thank you very much to discuss this with politicians, unfortunately, because they're the one who are holding the power. And the one who taking major decisions on how we should move. So, and there are movements, there are organizations, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of socialists, a lot of activists that I know that participate in those type of social ills, gatherings, any type of workshop, any movement that does that great work. The thing is, in my view, the door we've been that we are knocking on, the person who's on the other side of the door, that's the one that's actually kind of like a barrier towards everything that needs to be done. But with as a society collectively, that door can be easily invisible.
Yeah.
But that's topic for another day.
That's a good question. My interest is now, we have this podcast, right?
Yeah.
And those are the things that we want to talk about, discuss, and create an awareness of some sort. So what's going to make this podcast different from the way everything's been handled by other entities?
It all depends, because remember, you are who you are. So wherever you attract, you're gonna have your own community. So our community will be with us and helping and guiding us.
Okay.
So what's going to make it different is going to make a difference. And those others, of course, others are doing so much great. Hence, we saw like we have there's a space between us that there's a void.
Yeah.
So that we're covering. So the difference will be seen next time. So by the right community that we need. You don't need a lot.
I understand.
You don't need a lot. They say Jesus got 12 disciples to change the world. So we just need, you just need your own community, bro.
Yeah. So everybody needs their own community.
We need our own community.
I think that's clear enough.
Yeah.
So why the name Plug Souls? That's my. Why Plug Souls?
The inception of these beautiful words or gathering, I think we can cover them better. Yeah, you have to cover them better.
But I'd like to believe that I ask you questions. So it's only
Yeah.
fair that you try and answer the question.
All right.
Because I knew you were going to ask me that question.
Yeah. Let's simplify it. Let's simplify it by our hashtag or motto is where innate meet intangible. Meaning whatever that you are feeling inside, you get to achieve it, even before you get to the point.
Okay.
If I want to be a doctor, you have to have that sense of assurance that one day this is what I'm going to attain. And the second thing, you have to be aware of the journey that's going to take for you to get to that point or that dream or that achievement, however you may put it.
Yeah.
So, because sometimes when you tell people, Mama, I want to become a doctor, I say, man, doctor impossible. Why can't you be a soccer star? Why can't you be anything? I want to be a teacher, at least it teaches like 3.5 years.
Become a policeman.
Yeah, be a policeman. That's not hard to find.
Yeah.
But what's then between you and your dreams or your visions is something, it's a conversation you are having inside of you. And when you chisel them out to the community or to the people who trust, the parents or whoever your friend, that's where innate meet intangible. So that soul within you is getting plugged to the right connection, that community that you have to convey this information.
Can you say this a bit slowly? Where the innate, I need to understand that part because
where innate meets intangible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where the inner person,
the real you, the original you, the purposeful you meets something that you can never be touched.
Whoa.
Yeah.
For a moment you almost got me lost. So I just needed to get this correct. So it's where the innate meets the intangible.
Yeah.
Plug Souls. Okay.
I believe it's simplified. Yeah.
Okay.
And what do you understand by that?
What do I understand about Plug Soul? I knew this question was coming. Because I have received this question a couple of times. I've never really got to have the definite answer. I would say that we are souls before anything. We are not this flesh, or we are just. This is just a shell, and we are souls. So we are plugged soul. It's like you being one with yourself. Not looking for yourself out there. So you are plugged to yourself. I like to give a reference of there's a plug. Like electrical plug, and you need to plug the wire to the plug for you to have the light. You need to plug the light and then to bring the light. So you need to plug. So it's like to have the light, plug it, and then you bring the light. So Plug Souls, you are one with yourself, just like the plug and the light. That's how I got to understand.
Yeah. At the same time, for us to make a human being, one and one is to meet. Make a human. Correct.
One and one is to meet.
Yeah.
So who's meeting them?
No, women and female and male needs to meet
Okay.
to produce something.
Yeah.
and that's a soul that I've got. And these two entities need each other.
Yeah.
They need each other, they bond, and they produce something.
Okay.
So it's like in poetry, in other form of art. For you to see your greatness, you have to know that you're great. Like if you are a soccer star, a soccer player, you're a 5-year-old, and you can notice, oh man, why don't you try soccer? Okay, let me try soccer. That particular kid plays a soccer. Someone else can notice it. This boy does not deserve to be here. He's way greater than here. So let's rather see how we can mold him to meet the right person there. So what does that do? Meaning he has to go to trials and all of that so that he can meet the right people. So that certain person who's able to identify the potential in this particular kid is plugging this kid to the right resources.
Wow.
And the right resources being him being noticed by the greater people that he used to meet and eventually became great at what he does.
I don't think there's anything that I can add after that. So take us through that.
And one other thing, have you realized that multiracial or model-free school, one thing that they do good in is that they are able to identify kids' potential.
Yes.
So they can say, hey, you know what, you are not a math. Math is not a thing.
It's not your thing.
It's not a
Go do history.
Go do history.
Because now you're always interested about the current affairs, what's happening, who's the first president. So it's easy to identify. I think, but it's subject for another day, which is something that we lack in our
community.
Society. I wanted to say public schools, but I did not choose to use that. Because now there's 40 of us in a class. One teacher. He needs to focus on all of this and still give everyone attention. So whereas multiracial or private school, there's like 10 of them in the class. It's easy to see each kid's ability.
So it's the same thing. So that's what Black Souls come from. It's being able to identify something and channeling it to the right platform.
The birth. How did that come about?
How did that come about? I got a call. I received the calls years back. I believe it's been about 3 years back.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be 2020.
So this Black Soul is not new.
It's not new. It's not new. So I received a call from a dear brother of mine, George Muluti, and we discussed his first ever performance. And from that discussion, everything led up to the other, and this is what came out of that conversation.
And what have you done so far with Black Souls?
What
because based on what you just said now, right? You just mentioned that this is not new. That's what you just shared with me. This is not new. So I'd like to believe that there are other things that you've been doing apart from the podcast. That's how I'm understanding it.
Well, what we have been doing together is that...
So by together, who are you referring to?
Yeah, yourself.
Oh, okay.
So remember in 2020, there was this turmoil, COVID-19, there were restrictions, we couldn't do anything, social distancing and all of that. But as the time goes by, the lockdown were reduced. The levels were reduced. But one thing that I did identify is the power of art. What kept people safe?
Art.
TV. People have to watch TV.
Somebody has to shoot.
Somebody has to shoot.
Somebody has to film.
Exactly.
Somebody has to do music. Somebody has to, and that's why we're watching TV. Somebody has to do movies.
Exactly. So that's what kept us entertained. Because now, remember, your life is changing dramatically. So your schedule changes. Now you are not supposed to report to work at these hours. You are going to work from home. Your hours are cut short, whatever, so that you can limit everything. But at the same time, that's when people found themselves. Because they had more time to reflect on what needs to happen. And some people found their people. Because I had this friend of mine, and now she has ventured into, what is this? feed the animals, fed something.
Yeah. I see.
She ventured into that because now she was able to spend time with a dog and cat.
What?
And her passion grew.
It's very fans.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, so her passion grew from there. Like, you know what? This thing that I'm doing, man, I know it's keeping me busy.
Yeah.
But the love I have for these animals,
Yeah.
it grew from there. Yeah. She went to study and now she's in Europe.
Wow.
So some people were able to find themselves. Some people couldn't deal with their own traumas. Because when you're alone now, you start reflecting back and everything that might have hurt you throughout this period, you know, like damn it. Now I need a certain substance to keep me safe. And that substance, you are not able to get it at a fair price. You know, there's a lot of things that were happening during that turmoil. So what I'm saying is that someone found something that he needed to do, because now remember there were a lot of death and they were becoming repetitive. So some people were scared, like, what if I die? Have I achieved my goal? Have I achieved my purpose? So someone came to me and said, man, I need to get this thing done. And then, but I won't go into details. You have to go into details. Then that someone I'm referring to is you. How did you find yourself during that COVID-19?
Sure. I think COVID was for me one of the most traumatizing experience the world has ever went through, you know, because we are used to certain patterns of living our lives. So now COVID comes and you can't do this, you can't do that. Like you just mentioned, restrictions, a whole lot of adjustments. We had to adapt and you know, adopt mainly. So I was just walking down the street and I decided I want to do my own show, you know, like I want to do my own show. I just want to do my own show.
What type of show?
Sorry. I'm a writer, I'm a poet. I've been writing for some time and I never had plans of publishing a book. So it just occurred in my head, like I want to do my show now. And I picked up a phone and I called a dear brother of mine, which is yourself. And then I said, I want to do my show now. And I looked up, thought of a name, or I was given a name, Plug Souls. And we did the show. Whew. How long did it take to do the show? The preparations, I think less than 2 months.
I don't think it was. I think it was like a month. It was a month because now remember the restrictions were lowered, so at least I think we were like level 3. But at least things were better. So, but what happened that show was held at Mabana Cultural Center back in Tabach.
Just excuse me, King Shade, before. Like, what's amazing about this show is we did this show, if you remember, in less than 2 months, or maybe a month. But the amazing thing about it is we did the show without zero budget. You know? And with that being said, one message that I really want to share with the world is it doesn't matter. We did it with 0 cent. Like, no budget. We made the most beautiful show. At the end of the show, we're gonna share the link. You get to watch the show that we did without a cent. And that's the Plug Source. That's my vision of the Plug Source.
And from then on, of course, there were a series of other performances. We heard that the first show was Love and Reunion with you and Malisa collaborating. And we had other curtain raisers or other acts that were there. Kamata was there, myself. Who else?
Kamata's from Eastern Cape, by the way.
Nubian Key and Premature, Black Rose, Amy Alberts.
We have this guy called himself Black Jesus.
And Black Jesus,
So everything that we are sharing with you guys now, it's available on YouTube. So if you wanna see what we are sharing now, go to Plug Souls on YouTube, and then you get to see the same show that we are talking about, and how it was done in a month, and how it was done without a budget. So I think this gentleman here is super special because he made a show in a month. Yeah, and since then, today it's our very first own episode of the podcast. Yeah, this is the very first one, and yeah, so we're basically just grateful. We're basically just grateful, and hopefully there's more to come. This is just the birth or the beginning. I just want to talk to you about something. You mentioned that you are a writer and an artist. Tell us about your art, how you write, how you get inspired, you know, the whole process of saying, I am going to share this with the world, unless you are writing for yourself.
That's a broad question,
Yeah.
and each and everyone answers it different.
Yeah.
Art, it's something. I don't think it's a given thing,
Okay.
like something that everyone has.
Everyone has that.
Everyone has, because art is about creation. It's all about creation. Art is an idea.
Okay.
Now, for Thomas Edison to come with a light, he had an idea, and
that's
he
art.
had to. That's art.
Okay.
Because we think it's something that is not there, but you are seeing it,
Yeah.
and now we are bringing it to life.
Okay.
So we all have art.
So we all artists
We are all artists.
because art is creation, and
Art is creation.
whatever
art
you
is
create
creation.
is art.
Whatever you
So if that little boy decides to build a car, that's art. Is that what you're saying?
that's art.
If he decides to draw whatever, it's art.
It's art.
Okay.
Remember, there is nothing new under the sun.
Apparently, yes.
Yes. So God is an artist. Because he saw there was something missing in the world,
Yeah.
and he brought human beings and everything that we have.
So are you saying that we are the products of art?
We are the product of art.
Now
So-
that makes sense. That
No,
makes
So,
we
so
are.
you can never devoid yourself outside
are.
of that. You
Yeah.
can never devoid yourself out of that.
Yeah.
So, and we are created in His own image. So anyhow, that's biblical.
Talk for another day.
Yeah, talking for another day.
We are trying to stay as whatever as
Yeah.
possible because
So-
now we're like art, God.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, once you are able to see something within you,
Within.
yeah, it's within you. So my journey is quite, I would say, I don't want to say different, but different for lack of a better word. By the age of 6 years, I was already drawing.
Okay.
I was already drawing
By 6.
by the age of 6 years. By age of 7 and 8, I was already in a debate community.
Okay.
So that's a form of expression on its own. But you get coached. Remember, I'm 7-year-old, 8-year-old hasn't formulated too many words.
Yeah.
But doesn't know how to express themselves fully. Because now, remember, it's still B-R-A-E-O-U, so we're still practicing those things.
Yeah.
Then by 9 years, when I was 9, I was playing cricket. So I've always other avenue and outlets. I think by the age of 10, I was already in a choir. I was singing. Yeah, when I was 11, when I was doing drama. And drama, and I was good in mathematics as well. I attended
Wow.
various mathematics competitions. So I've always found an outlet in something. And when I was 12, I started rapping.
Okay.
So that's when like the writing part started for. But it was never that serious. It has never been something serious. Because when I was 12 years old, as a rapper, as someone who writes music, as the time goes by, obviously
Yeah,
evolve.
yeah.
There's certain artists you are going to like, I'm not saying, but
Get
there's certain things
influenced.
get influenced. And at the same time, I was writing drama for my school, partial writer. I was doing drawing,
Okay.
partially. I was rapping almost full time.
Okay.
But I was a member of a choir, Gutinele Simba. I was a member of a choir, I can Simba. Wow.
Storytelling.
Yeah.
Storytelling. So from that archive,
Yeah.
from that there's always been something.
Hallelujah.
But something.
Njengomfesi. Napi. Asipileni. Mina ngisakhala ngiphethe rose kahle.
So that's
Sorry
art.
about that. That's
Yeah,
art.
that's
That's
art.
art.
Babo,
Yeah.
it's the man to do this. Bangihleka tangu. Bangihleka nje.
Oyaphila kusi.
Amare Iva.
Phethe imbali.
Iva zamageli yahlaba nokuhlaba.
Red rose.
Moya nkosi.
Phethe imbali.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hey zangihleka lezi yazi ukuthi akunyiwe endlini.
Emakhaya ithatha bakhuluma it's life.
No, it's life. Athi kuma nge-life.
Yeah.
Wenkosana. Angilalanga 2 days endlini. Manje ngifuna umntana ngingene ngayo yabona.
Yeah.
Mafika koneni ngithi yini? Ngiyamthanda lo.
Lala.
Ngerose.
La ngithi ufuna ukuthi nayo chaze lento ya.
Kazela ngale rose yakho mfethu. Ubuthi
Wow.
ngale gama lapho.
Okay, it's Victor, his name, Diamond and surname.
Okay.
Yeah. The guy is who?
Motlatsi Motseki.
Thank you. Ngibone Mtswana.
Ayiseng mafunku
Who
muluthi.
is still the same.
So what's going on?
Still the same. Yeah. Manje bangihlalelani vele?
Angithi vez.
Bese sitshela ngale.
Oh, khuleka. Ngifike endlini nje.
Yeah.
Sengikucacisa endlini. Kodwa find a rose ne. Ekahle. Perfect. Original.
From the spoil.
Thank you. Mara seniyangibhora kodwa niyaphuza mina ngikhinyekile ngifuna ukufika endlini.
Asifuzwa zathini.
Yazi mina ngaza yini. Makufika endlini amagama ethu enziwasho ngiyaxolisa.
Yeah.
Kodwa ngilale kupha ngilalanga hayi ayisasebenzi. Ngixolisa. Oh ngidlalelisa ukuthi ngikhulile indaba. Anginaindaba. Babenza ngingelanga la kuni anginaindaba. Sengiyaxolisa ukuthi mawuthanda umuntu uzofana the rose. Ezibona ukuthi wemame ngiyaxolisa.
Yeah.
Ayikho endlula ke.
Wow.
Bana.
Akushothi chocolate.
Yeah.
Esemathe uthi chocolate aba semangidlula kanje bele ngithenga ibhawa. Ibhawa ngiyakufaka. Chocolate hamba nebhawa.
Hey.
Maro original yabo.
Ngiyabona.
Ungayibuki kabuhlungu guys. Important.
So ichazani ke.
Ichaza kumina isimbolo ukuthi ngiyaxolisa. Nginothando. Alikho endlula lo. Jase ngisho ke noma ngihamba ngithi ngiyamthanda lo, ngithi nobody yes. Ngisengikhuma ngesimbolo la. Ngiyamfuna lo.
Yeah.
We're talking about this, nice.
Yeah.
Wena masothi buy me love. Unenkinga.
Yeah.
Yeah, unenkinga. Buy me love.
Ngiyathenga.
Yabona abantu bakhuluma isilungu bahlala banenkinga.
English.
Yeah.
Ngishaya
Mara masofuna ukujika. Uthini kwena? Buy me time more. And I'm not going to be certified. Mara Zulu. Nice. Yeah, nanga ningathi ngiyahleka yazi mina.
Thanda into eshoyo. Thanda into eshoyo.
Sibuza amanzi. Sisoba.
Siyakushuda lana uzovela kuma internet.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, internet. I love my wife.
Sakakhuluma
Yeah,
isilungu,
Jane,
sakakhuluma
Jane.
isilungu.
Okay. Yeah, noma ngalala ngendlini ibhebesa. Okay, sure lokuthi ngiyaxolisa.
Sala.
Ukusala.
Abona ama leaves la ingane zethu.
Yes.
Senza ready inhliziyo yami. Ngiyakuthanda wema. Ngiyakuthanda Lindy baby. Ngiyazama my wife. Noma ungibona ngathi ngiyahlupheka, ngihlupheki makunenhliziyo nawe ngimnandi. Noma ngidlile ngadla sidla sonke sithu tanko. Tanko. Amara amaqiniso la ungasho. Angikhulumi ukuthi ngifuna ukuvela emavidweni. So no one person ngimthanda
Bongazi
empilweni
ukuthi ovelaphi.
yami. Nabona ama leaves lawo. Yimina.
Yeah.
Makaphuma yehla. Nami ngiyayehla enqondweni. But no angiyazi ukuthi ahlala nje. Ngiyamthanda.
Green.
Akayazi ukuthi ngiyamthanda.
Yeah.
Art, we're talking about art. Yes,
Yeah.
art. Even again.
Nesilungu
Yabo
yasazi.
i-art
Yeah.
yenzani?
Why bona
Le problem le akusiyini vele into ongahlephula manje.
Yeah.
I-art la.
Akusile into ukuthi ngathi plastic.
Yeah.
Uthando. Akusamanga. For yena nje kuphela ngayisho ke. Awubheke bebeza. Ambuka mababy. I love you. And angeke kushintshe lo.
Nje.
Ngoba ngalala ngihle. Yawungezoyisho. Mara ngijita.
Okusalayo.
Wow, uyabona le liver le ehlala le.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mara ungayibeki lapha ngiyibeke la.
Hayi obviously yakhe ipipi ayile ngesikime ngalo. Yakhe. Angazi nginikane ngaye. Uyazi manje sihlale enhlizweni. Anko, kanti ngishute kahle. Danso bafukubeka nami esithombeni. Athi njene nami kumafilini. It's my wife.
Yeah.
Hey,
Lengane yami la ihleli khona ikhulu ifanele.
Tashi.
Nayi le liver yeni. Siyumntwana. Asengicedile. Asibonge nami. Hayi bafethu ngibonge ngikhuluma iqiniso. Bengayilena. Okay. Abantu ababukele la abachitayo. Abaye ukuchita.
Yeah.
Thanda umuntu wakho umtshela iqiniso ukuthi usabuza endlini ukuthi udla imali.
Yeah.
Imali ayisebenzi ngokuchita.
Sinebe.
Danko bafethu.
Salute.
Ika. Amaqiniso.
I-art.
Amaqiniso.
It's
Wow, kanti bengihleli.
It's
Angisashona ukuthi nabanye abangajiti. Manje. Masangishilo.
Yeah,
Whatever enzekile is an art.
It's an art.
Yes.
Yalla.
Ithi manje lokugcina ke. Abaqedanga ngami. Hayi, abaqedanga ngami. Sephethe nekhokho. Ngothi ilady zasho ukuthi asirasi eba honest. Coke, to be honest. Danko. I celebrate this life. I love my wife.
Yeah.
Ngizwile na.
No.
And she loves you.
Now yes.
Mina ngikhaza ekhokho.
Yeah.
Ngingehlusa umoya ngekhokho. Hayi angithi danko.
Hello.
Sasambele. Ante dis. Hayi upapa
Wow. So, what just happened now is what I told you, the architecture community.
Kumari wamambuza
Because
ngembuzo.
we're talking about art.
Yeah.
And someone came out of
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Out of the box.
and he expressed it
And expressed, you know,
truly from the soul, from the depth of
Ngathi ngibukele.
where innate made.
it's intangible.
We were talking about the innate and the intangible happened. And can I ask you for a favor? Can we not edit this and leave it as it is?
Yeah, we're not gonna end.
We are not going to remove Ubud Victor. We are going to upload it as it is.
Yeah, definitely.
The way I call, we're
Yeah.
not going to edit this because at the beginning of the show we talked about the meaning of what we're doing. And you said it's where the innate meet the intangible. So we talked about the innate and the intangible happened.
Intangible.
That was.
Because he went somewhere, but he knew wherever he is, there are certain things, certain protocol I have to follow.
Yeah.
But I have to keep myself clean,
Yeah.
so that I don't fight with my wife.
I wanna say something. I don't know how to put this, but in one of the episodes that we're gonna have as we move forward, one of the episodes one of the subjects I would really love us to talk about. I'd love us to talk about men who don't cheat.
Yeah, we will.
I'm just
We'll
throwing it out
digest.
there. One day,
Yeah.
I'd love us to talk about men who don't cheat, but based on what just happened now, because if somebody can go out the whole night, for example, and it just happened,
Yeah.
and he's confident enough to say I did not cheat, so it means somewhere in the society there are men who don't cheat.
Yeah.
So one day I'd love us to talk about that.
Yeah, we will.
I'd love us to talk about that.
I wish I could be.
Yeah, there's someone who just
Okay,
volunteered.
But I did not get that.
No.
She wishes to be
Like
part
my man,
of that
like-
topic
Oh,
of
she wishes to be
men
part
who
of that
cheat.
I
topic.
wish I can be.
Yeah.
You should. Chances are that will be here. So
Yes. We are going to be there.
yeah.
So I agree.
So yeah, that's what happened with me. Then I started rapping, started doing everything. I had like 3 accidents in my life.
Okay.
Back in high school, I kept on writing and kept on performing with the choir, and I kept on writing all the time. So in my mind, I thought I was writing rhymes.
Okay.
Until I met Mentality Art and we
Yeah.
exchanged the books. You know, back then you had the rhyme books, man. Rhyme
Yeah.
book, yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I hear no you rhyme, you know, so we
Yeah.
exchanged rhyme books.
No.
And when it brought it, like, yo, those poems,
Okay.
like poems. Nah, man, because in my mind I had a certain description of a poetry I had. And what I was doing at the time, because something totally opposite to
Okay.
what I think poetry was at
Yeah.
the time. Then this was in 2007. So yeah, dope poems come through. He had school sessions, high school sessions. I came, I went to one session, I was not impressed, I left. Like, yeah, this is not what I do. And he invited me 2009. Oh yeah, man, you should come. There was this Black Milk poetry session happening.
Blackmail, yeah.
Wow, I'm like,
yeah.
what's that? But anyway, I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
When I got to that session, first person who was performing there was Verbalist.
Fab.
Verb,
Shout out
shout out to Garabo Niels, man. What Verb did to fit? I want not doing it on the top chair. I obviously facing the audience.
Yeah.
When he started with his poem, he changed the position.
Wow.
He looked the other side.
So are you saying that he performed
Not now.
showing the crowd his back?
Yeah, man. That on his own. And the way he expressed his works, I never saw something like that.
Yeah.
Like I just told you that he's the first poet I ever heard. I've heard poets,
Yeah.
of course, the prominent ones,
Yeah.
but the one to move me like that, god damn it. Oh, mentality was right, man. This is what I do.
This is
man.
what you do.
So that's
This is
how I
what you
became
do.
a poet.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the next session, okay, that particular week, I just went to those books, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
searched for the best one I could find.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, I need to, those guys memorize their work. I need to memorize my work.
It's
So
memorized, yeah.
that
yeah.
week, man, it was a whole lot of work. And I got a chance to perform.
You did?
And I did.
But
The
so
reception was marvelous.
we can say that was your first performance.
My first
Like-
performance. Nah, in fact, the first performance I did was in 2008. Because, again, some school, and again, what happens when you go collect certificates was that
When you got?
go want to collect certificate for highest
Oh, like
performance.
being honored or awards.
Yeah, those awards, the school awards, man.
Yeah.
So I did something there because I was good in English.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just did it, man. I don't think it was a poem. I just had to say something.
Listen, this was
And,
Bible.
so they found that as a poet. So, I'm like,
Shine,
this is a poet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, so that was my first. And when I got this like warm welcome, like yo. In fact, there were Klein was there,
Yeah.
Jason Exquisite was there,
Yeah.
Chaos was there, Pico was there, Scotty was there, Resurrection was there.
Yeah.
And it was a lot, man. Verb, obviously, Bona Lady, Nature, Blue Diamond, or whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I got a warm reception.
Yeah.
And then I started being groomed that. So that's my initiation to I'd love to hear yours, man. You've been asking me too many questions.
I think for me, cool. How did I start this? Cool. I don't know how to answer this question, but I think
Just ask. Just
for
ask.
me, music influences me. I think one of the greatest we ever once said, the world without music is a tomb. Like it's just a dead place, you know. So music for me music, I hear words in music, not just one type of music, but all the genres. You know, I listen to jazz, to rock, punk, as long as there's music. So much that I would choose music over food. This is how much I love music. And so I started listening to music. At home, we used to listen to the Manhattans, the OJs, the Senimali, the Whitney Houston, the Aaliyah. So all of those things, they influenced me because everybody knows. Everyone, man. So that influenced me. But I started listening to a lot of hip hop. Then I started to sound like that. Copy what they do. But I didn't know that I could write. And I started writing. For me to become a writer was because some of the things I'd feel like I don't want to talk about them, or I'm scared of how you might react or how you might react. So the best thing for me to do, let me write them down. I'm just gonna write because I might not like how you respond about my issue because of how you feel about it. I want to talk to you about this and this and this, or especially in our black community, there's certain things that you cannot talk about with your parents because maybe your parents behave this way. So it's not a subject that can say, Mama, I want to talk to you about this. So rather, let me write them down. Write them down.
Like a diary.
Yeah, like a diary. And so my name is Aiseng Mafoko. That's in full. So Aiseng, when I was born, they had to go tell somebody that I'm here. So take those words there. Take those words there. And I'm a man with words. And the writing now. So
Words.
So I paint pictures with words. For me there's no better picture than a picture with words. So I can think of this cup. This cup is green. If I fill it with water, I could put the water halfway. And if I add 10 ices, the water's gonna get colder. And maybe if I dilute it with the hot water, so it's like words, I just put them together. I don't know how to define my writing or my art, but I put together words. That's what I do. And in the beginning, I was not a confident writer. I never believed that I was good. I never believed that. But I kept on writing. And I attended a poetry show one time, and I'm listening to other people perform on stage. And I'm sitting down and I'm listening to everybody, and everybody sounds the same, And whatever that I came to perform is different from what they're doing. I got on stage, I performed, and a good friend of mine never gave up on me up until today. And I still want to know, what did you see in me that I did not? Because I wasn't even confident going on that stage. I'll let you answer that shortly.
Which stage is this?
Bloom Poetry.
Oh, yeah.
And I listened to this rapper, his name is J. Cole. So when I listened to music, I realized he tells stories, And when I write, I tell stories. I'm a storyteller. That is my way of writing. That's.
And how long have you been doing this for?
It's been a while. I think the very first piece I wrote must have been back in 2002.
That's the first year I ever wrote something.
When I first wrote a poem, it was in 2002. I don't remember what it was, but it was in 2002. Yeah, the very first one. The last one I wrote was 2 months back.
Yeah, I haven't written in a while.
Yeah. But through this journey, I've met a whole lot of great people. It's but I haven't performed in a while now. But I'm still writing.
That's great.
Hoping to become.
So what's your writing process?
like you mentioned, we are creators, like God, and something. The voice inside us is always speaking. The voice inside us, whether it's God, whether whoever, how you phrase it as a person, but that voice is always speaking. And then most of the people, or whichever way, we don't know how to. So most of the time, we are not paying attention to that voice. So that voice says, talk about, talk about this. Talk about this girl. I remember one time I was walking up the road near Jabal Mall, and there's 2 school girls walking in front of me. I'm walking alone. And then they start talking about schoolgirls. This one is pregnant, and then she's advising this one to do an abortion. Schoolgirls.
You are overhearing the conversation.
Yes.
Okay.
Literally, I was minding my own business, but I'm overhearing that. And something says, you should write about that. So if I don't hear that, I'm not gonna write. For example, last week I was writing about my last, like into trainer, when you do something for the last time, and write about this as if like it's your last time. And I started to say, I want to have my last meal. I want to have KFC as my last meal. And I want to invite Jesus, and maybe this could be our last supper.
Yeah.
And maybe I could be his last disciple.
Yeah.
I want to have my last sniff. I want to roll on my trolley for the last time. Last.
What is last?
So that, a whole lot of last. I want to have beer for the last time.
I don't even understand.
So
Yeah. I want to have many kids for the last time.
Never.
This last
so
Yeah.
and we
my
do it for the last.
for the last.
For the
Yes.
last
Yeah.
For the last line.
Yeah.
I
So
wanna.
my writing process is that voice has to speak.
Yeah.
If it's quiet, I can't write.
I see you.
I see you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. That is my
like, you think it's late.
Yeah. Why what?
that is my sorry to cut you in. Yesterday we attended Poetry Africa. Sorry to just juggle off what you're talking about. Yesterday we attended Poetry Africa semi-finals, right? At UJ. Beautiful show.
Amazing.
Beautiful show. However,
Amazing.
this is my personal opinion, my view of the show. How many poets were there? 10?
It was semi-finalist with the 10 semi-finalists.
Yes. So it was 10 poets. Of all the 10 poets that performed, I only connected to one. Because what he was saying was it came from the heart. I can write about the stars is blue, the light is red, that's okay. But I want to connect to you. So maybe because I write like that, that's why I only connected to that specific poet. Shout out to Soli. Yeah. Soli Ramathu, yeah. So because he spoke in his own language, he spoke in his own language and he spoke from the heart.
Like you express kuyena.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think my creative process is from the heart. Because I believe that we are guided by the same voice. Like Ashilo said, they lead us. So I believe I'm led. If they don't speak, if God doesn't speak, whichever way, if they don't speak, I can't write. I can't write. So that is my writing process. So it's very difficult for me to write about this or write about that. God is not telling me to write, so I'm not gonna write. That is my writing process.
So,
But you need direction.
Because
You
one
need
thing
direction.
it's an identifying thing. Once we identify, we want to go, this is the one.
Yeah.
It feels right. It doesn't even feel it.
need
Yeah.
It comes. It's natural.
It's natural.
You
Yeah.
want there's not a lot of effort.
I would say let him say I would say
I-direction
I'll
yakuyona.
so like
Yes.
It's like a
Yes.
vision.
You know why, boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, figure
What
like
is
some-
Shasha,
sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes,
Like yanikwa.
yeah,
Yeah.
why, boy?
Yeah.
It's like you go work for your working. Sometimes there is something like, yeah, man, I turn right.
Turn right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Turn
man,
right.
why ask man, man, I better get like turn right.
That voice.
You go bashi mamela. Osho
Yes.
yo.
Yeah,
Your honesty
Listen to your heart.
mamele.
Exactly.
Yeah, mamela.
Guess what?
You will never be
You're
wrong.
right.
You will never.
exactly,
You will never go
You
wrong.
will never do wrong.
Never.
exactly. So that voice.
Ask me about that, I will tell you about that.
you
Yeah,
wanna
do
tell-
tell us.
please come tell us.
Come and join us and tell.
Kancane.
Kancane,
Why not?
yours.
Kancane nje uthi wa.
Yeah,
Please.
we cope and
Because when you are being led, please, Mamzo.
Angikhole because manje.
I'm coming.
Blind.
Fashion.
Already ask this.
Fashion.
2 minutes. 2
I
minutes.
promise you,
You
no,
need to say.
Aye.
No, it's
Oh, now
fine.
you're like-
2-3 words.
2 minutes.
2-3 words.
We are talking about it now.
All right.
I'll just like touching like this one so bright.
Yeah,
So
no.
I'm light.
All right. She's not ready.
I'm like,
But
yeah, boom. It's not a connection on a Wi-Fi.
but we thank you though.
Yeah.
We thank you.
How sweet Wi-Fi so that why what are they? So is that thing, but it's innate,
Yeah.
something that you cannot control, but it comes off. That's why you are able to treating your community. So can you get that in here? The messenger is one thing.
Yeah.
To spread the message.
To spread the message. Because there's a
And
message
that particular person spread the message that you needed to hear that particular
at
moment.
that time. Yeah.
And others, they connected with others different way because they had to hear that specific message to them. So my writing changed dramatically as the time.
Sorry, Kinship, just to cut you in a bit. I have this thing that's bothering me
Yeah.
for the longest time,
Yeah, baby.
and I would like us to proceed about it sometime. Why artists, specifically artists, they have, I don't want to say the hardest challenges, but those who carry the message, why do they always have some sort of heavy burdens on their shoulders? I'll tell you why I'm saying this. I'll tell you, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I'm saying this. And we've had this conversation before, and I've asked so many people, if you look at most of the artists, any form of artist,
Yeah.
if we look at, let's say, the popular artists that are always on TV, majority of them, they always have scandals going on, or issues going on, or they're on drugs, or some sort of things
Some
going
shit.
on.
Some shit.
They always have
Yeah.
that. I'm not saying ordinary people don't go through that, or maybe they do, it's just not known because they're not known. But if you look at most of the artists, and I'm raising this because we're artists, you said it, we are all artists. But why is it that Mamzo Ote is a tune or something like that? Or you
Yeah,
also
it's
said
true.
it.
It is.
This message that we artists are carrying, why is it so heavy for them that they need to find some sort of something to lean on
Inje,
to
maybe
help them
abandonele,
pull
whatever
through,
you
you know? What do you
Uh,
think is that?
Sometimes a toddler kapa ngwana o monyane
Semi fresh.
makakhala,
Yeah.
you don't know what to do.
It's a jump.
Uyajumpa na, uyakula, ulapile,
Yeah.
you are confused, you are bombarded.
Yeah.
Yabo?
Yeah.
Because you cannot understand the language
I
of the
could
kid ayikhulumayo.
Yeah.
Oh, uyasweta mhlambe ubanzakalane
Uzame ini?
Wabo,
Uzame ini?
zisame what,
Mara
wabo?
uzame ini ngalokho? Uzame ini ngalokho?
Wabo.
Uzame ini ngalokho as a mother or as a father? Uzame ini? Umntanakho? You
Like,
give
I
back
mean,
to
like it's
you give back to that child.
Yeah.
Uzame ini ngalokho? Umntwana ngeke avela
Yeah,
khona.
exactly.
Thank you.
Ngeke ngakhuluma. So,
Lento ishoyo na ukuthi ama-artists
wayabona, the very same thing.
bafuncediswe.
That kid is communicating something. We are not prepared head to here.
to go, yes.
Babo, uyakhala, we don't know if he's sick.
Or we are
Wagula, ulambile,
Or
what's going on,
yes.
Babo? So connect the kid as the artist and the mother or the parents or people around that particular kid as the audience.
And then now
So sometimes that
mele-
language becomes very difficult.
it's like now mele uzibone artist because you heal into ongayazi.
Hayibo.
You are an artist.
Exactly.
Yabo?
Exactly.
Uhila into ongayazi, you are an
Like
artist.
ujesu awufuni
Uyamilisa.
Yeah.
Thing. Wenzani it's like now lento iza kuwe so.
Iza
Okay,
kuwe
maybe
so.
it's this. You are an artist kuye.
Hayibo.
Yeah.
So I want to tell my wife, at first we are bamboozled
Yeah.
to understand language younger. But as time goes by, I wanna I need to take this and this and this and this. So it takes time for people to understand that. But at the same time, the key journey is going down into the
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah.
So that's why artists are doing that. Because they're down to the pain, the communication is not being very clearly to the community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why cannot? The time we understand that, the time we understand when I start feeling menu, now he's able to express himself. Sometimes the time I express her, it's too late.
Okay.
Let me tell you. Yabona mawuba nomntwana. Awazi nix.
Yeah.
But there's these things zakho to be creative ukukhulisa nomntwana.
Yeah.
Tamile awazi. Kakile yakhala. Ulambile you must be there. In a way mela hleka i4 usuthi uyakaka uyamilisa wenzani. Asi into ifundisiwe. It's up to you la mele ucabange this thing ukuthi oh bakuso.
Maybe.
Oh yashisa oh
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe ulambile, and that's not in the case.
And akalambanga maybe
Yeah.
but it's
Funa
like
ukudlala,
if you ingqondo yakho uyiplana kuye ukuthi ngizomenzela 1 2 3 4 5 6 and then wenzani adjust le mntwana because why into engininika yona ukuthi ekseni melade emini mina so enini mina like iphuma kimi and umntwana so adjust akazinethu umntwana
Yeah.
yimi engizomenzela this triangle ukuthi kumele ngaye beso fana wangafuni I can see ukuthi no kusho uyagula ikho right yashisa wenza why angasadli why ismi futhi akasakaki kunento wrong mhlambe engimnike yona whereby i-digestive system yakhe ayisambi kahle akuna doctor it's me it's mother and umntwana nikhule so
Yeah.
it's creativity
It's a creativity.
yeah
exactly.
akusiyithi
So khulisa umntana is creativity.
mamela it's not mamela la
What?
it's not just an easy thing awunaye but mina umcabangele umplanele ngento nawe ungayazi ukuthi right or wrong for yena but ngoba uyibona mele ibe right for yena because mele akhule yes sir akuna chapter ke to parent the child there's no chapter
That's it.
siyenza la
So you add.
we art
Can I give you 5, Mazali?
Yeah. Weshayile. You know.
Guys, did you hear that? Ukhulisa umntana.
it's an art
Exactly.
uyashisa kuyabanda kwenzani okay mina ngiyasha
So what you're saying is, to figure out what's wrong with the baby, you need to be creative.
that's it
Very.
like broad
Very creative.
broad in a way ukuthi akumelanga umbulalo wakho uyamthanda
Yeah.
ngithi so I must do something each chapter whereby mele imphilise
And in your creativity, you're gonna find the solution.
thank you
Definitely.
and ukuhlabela naye asimngiwani uyakuhlabela uJehova like isinokumbuza uthi inkosi kumele ngenzeni
Because sometimes it gets so hard.
Take control.
Right? You can't do nothing.
there's a chapter le enzima engayazi athi uNkulunkulu yenza kanje awusabuzi umuntu ubhekene naye yakhala amazwi la uyamthinta wazi uJehova na
uzovonga uthotla
Hey!
umakhelwane
hey
Yeah.
angikokotile umuntu mele ngikhulise
Yeah, kumele ukhulise.
yes you are mine
And you become creative. about
phuma
it.
kimi
Yeah.
it's
it's
creativity
the art
Why boy?
creativity is an art
Creativity is an art.
yabona siyabumama sigo through into ezinjani
Ah.
yeah
that's how
So my mom is an
Maman,
artist.
maman,
not
with you
not
guys.
even the mother now
Unenjebe namhlanje.
not even the mother
Uneyimele. It's us.
even nabo babo abafethu bayagowisha
Yeah.
abo bayagowisha it's not only us abo bayagowisha abafethu Yes, besithi awungaphela. Mara
Yazi
it's even worse for them because now.
Abakhulumi. Thina we share. Bona bakhulumi.
Back.
Bafuna uzenza itearing. Siyasakhuluma ukuthi khona manje
Sign language.
Hey, why don't?
Uthini khuluma?
Yabona kangakanani?
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Umkhulisa. Ngimamele yonke into enikhuluma is like yonke into la ngiyayifunda is like okay.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, ukukhulisa umntwana umzala ungazi ukuthi uzaleni nje i-trauma from umkhipha ubona umuntu aphuma emzimbeni wakho yaphila yabo chill nize nibe so ney'ntshebe namhlanje is like uzokutshela ukeke uzokutshela nokutshela bami ukuthi shale English ibuyele emva kobe imali yami
Asanga khulumisa isithethe.
mama
Uzolahlalaza.
nizoleka emhlangeni uzokutshela
Because school Ncube and then like
yeah but about messy racial but mama mama
I need ngathi
ufuna
emhlangeni la
ngizoshaya English ngempama ibuyele akazi la ekuphi khona
emhlangeni la
uhlekwe
kulamatha ngcoli.
yeah ngimamela imali yami kuthi wena bengcono
Oh man.
Yeah, so alright. This was such an interesting episode. What a way to open up the show, man.
like
I think we need to have a
ngiyafunda
more
ukuthi
interesting
benikhuluma like I'm like
No, you have.
why
Uzoba namashow amaningi.
uzobana amasho amaningi and
Yeah.
so nika abazali bazi express
Yeah, please.
teenagers mamela how ukhuluma
Mina
nomntwana
no DJ. Oh, uthi ufuna isikole. Ngenxa u-DJ. Grade
it's like DJ
grade
after
9. Uthi ufuna isikole. Bafethu nilalela.
Siyakowisha.
Yeah.
Uthi ufuna ukuya isikole because u-DJ nofuna u-DJ.
nefone
Grade
yami mina mpesa ngifone la
Great.
grade 9.
nefone ekhaya sama
Anenzini grade 9.
Yeah.
Uthi ufuna isikole.
At grade
Mama,
9.
uthi lalela, uthi mama, I'm not smart like other kids. Ngathi says who? I'm your mother. I know you very well.
emele ube
Kulonyaka
lapho
azange ayenze kahle. Uthi nje and very good. Usho good, DJ very good.
yazi mina abantwana ngimezani like
Yazi
nobokhombisa
utheni
nje
kuyi ngathi
ama-artists
I will
esiwaziyo.
call one DJ.
Cannot play.
I will call one of the DJ. Ongazange aye esikolweni but uyokutshela astruggle indlela yakhe. Ngithi but
Yabo, Edison
I will
uzahamba
promise
esikolweni.
you that ukuthi
mina
ngelinye ilanga
ngakhampela
ne,
bayanga
uzobona ukuthi yonke into iyafundeka.
and yasetshenzelwa
Usane contract fanele kuyazi contract.
yasetshenzelwa
Akunamzala wakho uzofika ekontractini it's baba you are the one because you are the DJ. No, he is very good, I promise you. I promise. Una 16 I love that child. Akazi wangihlupha but manje guess what guys,
It's a transformation.
angikwazi nokuthi ngithini anginamlomo.
and ufana ne ufana
The best child ever owami umzali. Yabona umzama kakhala.
akabheni makenzi next like
Yeah, akazi wangihlupha ngithi akazi
no
wangihlupha.
angazi ngabe
Yes.
sasabe ne-problem ngayo
I promise you that. Maybe ngilanga ngizombiza ayikhulumele and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
important.
you know isho ukuthi
Yes.
like we need to
Yes.
invite them kini
Yeah.
nikhulume nabo
not
like
you are struggling in life in other akhulume naye like
Yeah.
one on one. I love that to beat.
We'll
Na-
make
na-
soyenza effort ukuthi there
Yeah, ukuthi nifike ebantwaneni, yes.
Promise.
Ube nazo.
Cousin, please, cousin. Namatolo bayakhowisha.
Yeah,
Namatolo
they show.
bayasho babo clever.
Yeah. Eish. But again,
This is why, Mami, that's why we're having these conversations. You know?
ayithi ngifunde yonke into la ngikhuluma nginimamele
yeah.
and ngiyabona niyaphi
Yeah.
yeah it's like
The reason for this, it's for such.
hey
Mami, it's for such. For such.
Ibonile.
For such.
ngiyafunda la it's like
And God will give us the power to have somebody who's professional, ozokhuluma naye.
it's not
And
somebody
we'll get somebody who went through what he's going through, and then we have a conversation.
One on one.
what
This
if
is
what
why-
if yini professional nizolibele to
Ngiyacela
God
bantu.
with them what if
Mina
God chooses you
Mina ngiyacela.
ukuthi Ngoba
I
asilazi.
love my
Mara
child
ngingenile
to
la.
beat and ngiyamazi into mama twayithanda
Yo.
into ayithanda. I-superstar lo muntu. Ngiyamuthi. Beyibhola for it. Ngithi okay, choose. Usathi lo muntu lo unokuthi mama ngikubele sense Randfontein.
Music.
Ngithi Joy. Ubona ubota athi bantwana ngikubele. Masa qeda ukuthi ubota imali nothing at for him.
Bayuza ngithi.
Una 16 obviously young. They cannot pay that kid because
Akabe nama responsibilities.
Yeah.
bafethu
Peer
abantwana ukuthi bayayiza kanjalo nje kanjalo
pressure.
kwamampela. No, they cannot do that.
And then end up benze this wrong, babhema benze.
Yes, bayayithanda into lena, but we can protect into so. I think ubaleke ukunyawuphi because mara nasa ukuthi
Yeah.
Yeah,
as
so,
umzali ngiyabona ukuthi
yeah,
siyastruggle.
yeah, too much.
Fanele ngikhale fanele ngiphuzitshwala every day ngenxa ukuthi umntana angazi ngenze ini. I try everything ngathi okay ubani uthi engazi do you think ukuthi any teacher uzo-attend abafuna noma ngimasi?
Like boy blessing disguise babela.
Sorry,
Yeah.
do you think ukuthi
Let's
any
discuss
teacher
later.
uzongi-answera uma ngimfona na ngithi please talk to my kid?
No, they use
Anything, any teacher uzangisala na? Never. Ngimtshela ngathi khuphula u-any teacher. Ngine-Twitter bayangithanda in. Yes, vele you are good. Manganika umizukulu wakhe bafethu. Uthi
You
Jay
can be
ngempela.
surprised. 60 years. Yeah, you can be surprised.
Wabona into emnandi nge-radio. Because if ulalela i-radio, iba khuluma ngelento, that subject. There always someone who's calling, yeah, you know what? I know this particular person, what. So share my number, uthi mlaleli amfuni. So with this nathi, we are ready. And yet abantu bazoyibukela lento. And bazocomment. Bazothi, yeah, mana ngizwile lo mama okhala ke lento.
Yeah.
And
I know someone
is
lana
why- this is why we are doing
also reach out. Or when I as the artist, because we meet a lot of people. I'm a DJ and whatsoever, so we'll find. You might be surprised ukuthi aga connect namthi without
Hey.
more than about because understand the journey yakhe.
Uphi
14 years.
Uzibe ngo-sensei.
16.
16, yabo.
16.
Angithi manje uya transition to another stage. And we're nomzali, so there's certain language ayikhulumayo esemfana that we now umuntu amzala sozo uyithole kahle. But if angathola like a father figure, doesn't have to be a father figure, just a man who would understand
yeah,
channel ukuthi
Go
bayibona
way
lento.
through that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Yes.
sebenza kanje.
Yabona?
Yeah, but
I just need
And
the
they so sweet boy kanjalo
yeah,
umntana.
some serious.
No, I need that, but I need that.
So this was a lovely session. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
watching.
Thank you.
Like, subscribe, and share. Comment.
Black Souls,
Yeah. On all socials.
first episode. We had
Short.
a beautiful crowd.
Of course.
They don't want to be seen, though. They don't want to be seen.
Yeah, Victor.
We'll ask for the pictures because I need to.
No.
Mami did not want to come and speak of the Tony.
Yeah.
So at the end of this, we're gonna take pictures, and then after the show, you can only see the pictures.
Yeah.
They don't want to be on the video. Thank you so much. This was the first episode. We even had to put Victor.
And
We have Tanda with the red rose.
Yeah.
and
And
they
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. See you on the next episode.
Bye.